Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. We'll start in a few minutes now. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this session. We already have our speaker here with us. Just a little bit of intro. This webinar is organized by PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum. And let's just wait for a few minutes to allow other people join. If you have someone that you feel should be on this call, kindly send the person a reminder or share the link with them so they can join as soon as possible. So we plan to start in the next 3 to 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, good evening, everyone. I welcome us all once again to this webinar. Uh, please give me a second to share my screen. Okay, so please confirm that you can see my screen. All right, thank you very much. So once again, I welcome us to this webinar. As we can see, the webinar is organized by PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum as part of our 10 years anniversary celebration. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to call on the president of the association to give us an introduction of the club, because we have a lot of people that do not know about the club. So please, kindly, President, person of Brother Shtaba Akinola, kindly give us an introduction of the club. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador Abdulwaris. Good day, everyone. I am Ambassador Mujtaba Akinla, the president of PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum. And on behalf of the executives and members of PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum, I want to warmly welcome us to this special webinar marking our 10th year anniversary. We are honored to have you all join us, and we sincerely appreciate your time and presence. Ambassador Abdulwaris, please kindly confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum is an organization established in 2016 with the purpose of assisting young people in discovering their hidden potentials, developing valuable skills, and building the right character to become future leaders. For the past 10 years, we have remained committed to youth empowerment through mentorship, leadership development, capacity building, and enlightenment programs. Our mission is to build youth with necessary skills to become better individuals and make positive impact in the society. Today's CV writing session is part of our anniversary celebration and also part of our continuous effort to prepare
Hello,
young people for career and professional opportunities. As we
hello,
all
Yala.
know, a well-written CV is often the first door to opportunity. And we believe this session will equip participants with practical knowledge that can shape their career journey. So this is one of those things that we do at PLEYDA. So I would like to sincerely appreciate our guest facilitator for this session, my brother Alhamin Abolare, for honoring our invitation and for the willingness to share his knowledge with us. So thank you everyone for joining us, and I wish us a productive session. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, President Akinola Mujtaba, for that wonderful introduction. So very quickly, I'll be diving right into the session, and I'm going to read out the profile of our guest speaker. Please, can I get some reactions from our audience, please, while I recite the citation of the lecture guest speaker? All right, so Mr. Al-Amin Abolare, our guest speaker for today's session, is duly here with us on the call. He has been on the call before, a lot of us. So Mr. Al-Amin Abolare is a content marketer with experience spanning over 3 years and across 5 industries. He's a final year student of electrical and electronics engineering at the University of Lagos, Nation's Pride, Akoka, and a student of psychology at the International Open University. He is also an NHEF scholar. He's an NHEF scholar and also a Deep Bridge Program fellow. For those who know how valuable those 2 programs I mentioned are, I believe we have an insight into the quality of our speaker here today. So he enjoys writing, public speaking, strategy, and studying the Quran. He's a diehard fan of, oh my God, I'm not supposed to read this. Oh my God. He says he's a die-hard fan, according to him, of the greatest club in the history of English football, Manchester United. Even though I disagree, I would honor him for this time. So please let's give our reactions to welcome our guest speaker for today's session. So he's going to be walking us through how should your CV look like. So what should your CV entail? What should it contain? And how do you format your CV in a way that speaks quality to anyone that is reviewing your CV? So yeah, without wasting our time, we'll get right into it. Brother Amin, are you with us there, sir?
Yes, I am.
All right, sir.
Hi, everyone. Good
Thank you.
evening.
Stay with us.
All right, please confirm that you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly, sir.
All right, yeah. And please confirm that you can see me.
Yeah, we can see you very clearly. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, enough. So, hi, everyone, once again. It's good to be here, and I'm excited about the conversation that we're going to have here tonight.
Sorry, would you be presenting so I can stop sharing my screen?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction. I knew you wouldn't have a choice but to read out that last part, and I like putting it always there. So whether you accept it or not, we have the most number of Premier League, wins. So it just is, right? You just have to. If you don't agree, whatever you want to do, go and do it. But yeah, I'm a diehard fan of Manchester United. Yeah, awesome. So we have a very uh, hopefully beautiful conversation here tonight, and for us to look at the topic that's um, one of the, I believe actually, can be one of the most confusing topics. It's a topic that I don't I used to not like discussing it because it seems as though every person that you talk to has a different idea of how it works, right? And so you see this person saying, okay, your CV has to say everything that you need to know, and you find the other person saying that these are the things that must not be, and it seems as though all of these things are conflicting, right? Um, but as we would see, as the session goes on, hopefully, I would try my best to explain some of these things, right? And it is very, very important that we, first and foremost, acknowledge the fact that, excuse me, acknowledge the fact that there's a chance for different things to happen. So it's not black or white. It's not binary. So there's not one set way that your CV or your resume has to be. Right? There are different ways depending on different contexts. I I like to say that the answer to most yes or no questions is neither yes or no. It's usually it depends, right? And that plays very very truly in this case also. All right, so I have 30 minutes in total with us. This is 8:45, so I'll try to spend some time just going through some of the things that I have here on my slides, and then um, spend some other time reviewing the CV that was shared with me. Yeah. So please confirm that you can see my screen. Okay, I guess yes.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. All right. So to just start with, we need to understand something, right? Can anyone just type it in the chat room? You must have been hearing things like CV, resume, and these are two words that are very common. So what would you say is the difference between a CV and a resume, or do you think they're the same thing? Just say something in the chat. I really want to know what everyone thinks. And if you're confused, you have every right to be confused because, in fact, some recruiters themselves are confused. So what do you think? What do you think is the difference? How do you think they differ? Or do you not think they differ? Do you think they're exactly the same thing? What are the similarities, if you wish? So I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'll give it a minute to expect responses in the chat box. And if I don't get responses, that means I must have bad behavior and you guys hate me already. And we only spent like 5 minutes together. All right, so I'll just give it a minute for. So this is 847 by 848. We would proceed. So what do you think are the differences, or is one difference between a CV and a resume? Or what do you think there are no differences at all? Anything? Okay, so we got one. I think a CV is more detailed than a resume. That's from Oluwatamilore. Yeah, okay. Aisha says CV is usually longer, a resume is shorter, usually like a summary. Okay. Can we get more? Can we get more? Okay. A CV, Jim Aziza says a CV is your professional profile. A resume is written for a particular position. Hmm. Like, really, really interesting comment so far. Kudra says CV is detailed and comprehensive, while the resume is a summary of your CV. Okay. Sir Habib says CV is a summary of your academic experience and details of work experience. Resume is the same, but more short and succinct. Okay. Yeah, I think uh we're all around the axis of it and maybe even spot on with it. Right. Um Generally speaking, your CV is more like a comprehensive profile of yourself, right? Your work experience, your leadership experience, your academic experience, and your resume is like what everyone here said. It's shorter, it's summarized, it is straight to the point, it is streamlined. If I can use that word. A lot of times when we talk about CVs and resumes, a lot of times when we talk about CVs, what we usually intend to talk about is resume, right? Because again, like I said, a lot of recruiters don't even know the difference between this. They would ask you for your CV, and then they upload a 3-4 page document, and they come on LinkedIn and start screaming that why are you uploading 3-4 page document? Your CV is not supposed to be more than 1 page. I mean, it's a CV. Then what you're actually asking for is a resume, right? So we use these words interchangeably, and a lot of times, especially in Nigeria, I've seen that when people say CV, what they're actually talking about is the resume. And so a lot of the things that we're going to be discussing here is the resume, right? Because it takes a lot more skill, there's a lot more science to it than the CV, right? And once you can get the art of the resume, it's much easier for you to work with the CV. All right. So one thing that's very important to understand is that your CV is not your life story, right? You're not there to tell someone everything that you're doing about your life, and it's not the story of your life. Basically, some of us look at CV as if you're writing an autobiography. No, that's not what a CV is, or that's not what a resume is. It's the way I like to look at it is it's a marketing document, right? It's a marketing material, and what you're trying to sell is your skills. Where you're trying to get somebody to buy something from you, and what they're buying from you is your skill, right? And so what it is actually is the marketing documents that you're giving to somebody to convince them that you have something. And another fundamental concept that we need to understand is that your focus should not be on you. It should be on the receiver or the company or the hiring manager or the recruiter. And this is same for everything that has to do with marketing. The best marketing strategies are not focused on your product or your company. It is focused on the customer. So in this case, the customer is the hiring manager, it is recruiter, it is the company that's trying to, or yeah, that they're trying to get their attention. So the focus should not be on you, it should be on them. And so as a recruiter is not thinking this, and this is something that is very important to really understand. A recruiter is not thinking, why should I hire this person? A recruiter is thinking, why should I not hire this person? And the reason is that they often have a lot of resumes to go through. And so they're constantly scanning through to see why is this person not a good fit so that they can easily eliminate them, right? So you want to give them more reason why you're a good fit and less reasons why you may not be a good fit. So a recruiter doesn't really care about all of the things you're doing, right? Except that they're looking for what is the what's the ultimate goal for me? How is this person going to be of benefit to me? So only plugging into that point, right? It's normal, and it just is. There's a lot of unemployment in Nigeria. There's a lot of unemployment all around the world, actually, right? And so you have so many people jostling for the same position, and you need to, like I said, they're not looking for why to hire you. They're mostly looking for why not to hire you, so that they can streamline the number of applications they have to go through. And so if they find anything that throws them off, you're out. And so the number reduces. It's just the reality of it. And it may seem harsh, but if you were in their shoes, right, and you have to go through 1,000 applications, 500 applications. I mean, it's getting better now because of the use of technology to actually go through all of these CVs and resumes, which may not be good news for applicants, but for them, right, it's a lot of work. So you want to give them more reason to stay on your resume. So you don't want to stress them too much. And that is part of where the formatting of your CV and resume comes into play. And so you want to give them opportunities to get a grasp of what you do and what you can offer them. Remember, that's what we said. It's a marketing document. You need to tell them what you can offer them. You want to give them a grasp of what you can offer them in 10 seconds or less, right? So by just taking a look at it, we want to see what you know, what you've done, and whether or not you can do that for them, right? And so they're only for the relevance of your experience. And this is again another difference between your CV and your resume. So your CV has all of the things that you've done, but your resume is tailored to is tailored basically. It's a tailored document. And so they're looking for relevant experience. For example, if you have experience as a sales rep and you're applying for a UI UX position, you're not expected to have a sales rep position in that document, even though you have that experience, right? And so the next thing that they want to hunt for is clear skills. Does this person have the skills? And as we'll see, as we continue to discuss, there are ways you can actually highlight your skills. Normally, there's a section in your CV that lists out your skills. But there's a way you can actually highlight your skills even in the bullet points and the content of your CV, and then evidence of impact. This is super important. There's a lot of, I mean, I saw an Instagram reel, when how people tweak their resumes, and they showed this video of Donald Trump that says, nobody knows about taxes that I do, nobody knows about construction that I do, nobody knows about this that I, nobody knows about that I do, and it seems like that's the way things are. Also, when you look at CVs and resumes, people design, people decorate, right? And so there's a lot of fluffy words, and when someone has to scan for it, I'm looking for an evidence that this person is not just a talker, right? This person is not just a master of English vocabulary, but that this person has actually done something. So that's the evidence of impact. What have you done, right? And we'll see how we can impute all of this in the resume. So you want to make the most important and laudable things that you've done. You want to bring them up. This is an idea that I learned from Stephen King, the OG writer, right? And he would say that one of the mistakes that he sees um, beginner writers do is that the biggest point, the best point that they have, they put it down for whatever reason, right? Like push it up. Your biggest achievements should be in the brightest, should be the ones I liked the most, right? And um not buried under other things. So make it stand out. So now what should be the things that stand out? And these are the things that are going to literally call the attention of your recruiter when they're reading your CV. There are four main things. You want to use action verbs. So all of your bullet points, and we're going to see examples of this very shortly. all your bullet points should be action verbs. So remove adjectives. Well, when I say action verbs, I mean words like created, managed, supervised, designed, wrote. Those are action verbs. Unlike um, even less impactful action verbs like got together to, or gathered people to get, people think words that are not showing a very high level of effectiveness or strength in the type of verb that you're using. Another one is numbers and quantities. So this is another thing that jumps out, or another thing that someone scanning through your resume would see. So numbers, quantities. I was helping a friend check her resume just recently, and the kind of roles that she had in a CV, actually, because it was about three or four pages. The kind of roles that she had there were not roles that necessarily had quantifiable data. So as a virtual assistant, she helped in managing meetings and so things like that. Right. Imagine you wrote a bullet point. That's an example of how you should write a bullet point. Don't say I helped in managing meetings. No, start with the action verb. Managed, meetings. Now, the point is she didn't one thing I told her to do is to quantify, put a number against it. So how are you going to put a number against the meetings? All right, so what was the goal? We are going to talk about next now, is that okay, it improved the efficiency of the team. All right, how much did it improve the efficiency of the team? Oh, I can't put a number to it. Just think, just a random number. Now ask yourself, was it was it very, very obvious that the new process or the new way you managed the meetings actually improved the efficiency? Was it obvious that your boss probably applauded you? Then maybe 50, 60, 70% is a good number to put. But if it was minimal, even a 10% is a good is a good number to put. But even a 10% is a good number actually. Looking at it from the perspective of a person reading your resume, but not having a number there is not good enough, right? Having a 10% there is better than having no number there. So saying something like manage meetings to improve efficiency of the team by 10%, or things like organized 25 programs, or wrote 5 web copies, or wrote 50 blog articles, things like that, numbers and quantities, percentages, things that jump out at people to show the scale of the things that you're doing. And the next thing here is the results and outcomes. This is super, super important, right? You don't want to end any statement, any sentence in any of your bullet points without stating the results.
Hello, can anyone still hear the speaker? Is it me
We
or?
increase.
Oh, sorry, we lost. Yeah, we lost you for. So yeah, we can.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, right. So okay, so let's just continue then. I do hope my network doesn't mess things up. So you want to highlight what the outcome is, regardless of whatever it is that you did. Even if what you did was just to remind people of time for meetings, what was the result, right? Put it there and let it be obvious. And the next thing is relevant skills. So this is less talked about. The previous three are much more talked about than this. So relevant skills, I should have actually put / tools here too. So instead of just saying that I managed um, team meetings which led to 25% increase in efficiency. You can show your relevant skill by saying, or relevant tool by saying that manage team meetings using Google Calendar, Notion, Asana, whatever tool that you use, which led to 25% increase in efficiency. So what I just did there was that I just showed that, oh, I know how to use Notion, and I know how to use Google Calendar, right? Which is one of the criteria that the person that wants to hire is looking for. They, apart from just looking for particular relevance of experience, they're also looking for particular. So there are companies that actually have particular tools that they use that's unique to them. So, as a content marketer, for example, and you did email marketing, say grew companies' email lists or something like managed companies' email lists using MailChimp, using MailerLite, using whatever, you know, using customer.io, and grew the audience base by 50% or grew the audience base by 1,000. So you highlight what you've done there is that you've highlighted your skill, you've highlighted your tool that you can use. So relevant tool. And again, the word relevant is more important here than the word tool. Because if the tool that you're realizing is not relevant to the company or to their goal, then it's maybe a negative for you. So you want to be, companies do this, right? They normally would maybe put in the tools that they use. And some don't, maybe a lot don't actually. So if you're not sure whether or not this is the tool that the company uses, I would still say that maybe you should put it there because it shows that okay, you can learn the other tools. But if you're sure, please absolutely put it there. There are companies that okay, maybe by looking at their website or looking at how their email is, you can be sure that they are using HubSpot. Or I'm sorry, I'm only since I'm only giving marketing or content marketing related examples. I mean that's what I do. So uh, please pardon me. Maybe when we have questions, we can explore some other aspects. So I hope you get what I mean. Maybe if you're in engineering, for example, you could say that created 5 projects using MATLAB, which led to blah 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 blah, just to highlight the relevance of the tool that you know how to use. Yeah, again, it's like the word relevance is never going to disappear. Always push for relevance. Always push for relevance. It has to be relevant. It may be looking nice, but if it's not relevant to their goals, to their pains, and to the unique role that they're hoping to fill, then it's gonna fail. So don't do a one size fits all. I think this has become common knowledge now. You shouldn't use the same resume or CV for all of the roles that you're applying for. Don't do that. Don't do that, right? Like I mentioned earlier, imagine you have an experience of being a sales rep and maybe you did some sales rep job for 1 year, 2 years, and now you did an internship in UI UX and now you're trying to get a junior role as a UI UX designer. I don't need to see your sales rep experience. It's not relevant to me. Um, there are some part of your experience that may actually be negative, may reduce your chances of getting the role. So you need to be very careful as to how you're using all of this. You also need to structure it very well. So, like I said, don't push down your wings, bring them to the top. Like make noise about them, shout about your wins. Now, the best thing that you did in the company, in your previous company, should be the first bullet point. The next best should be the second bullet point. The next best should be the third bullet point. Right? Are we together? Are we together so far? I can only see one person here, one person's face. So I just want to know that I've not been talking to robots. I mean, we're in the age of AI, so okay. Yeah. Habib is alive.
Yes,
Mubarak is
but their
alive.
background is dark.
Ah, okay. I can see comments now. Awesome. I just need signals, right? So I know that I've not bored you guys out. Even if it's a thumbs up or thumbs down, in fact, I just want to know that we're all still alive
Sorry,
and we're still here. Yeah.
sorry, sir. For those raising their hands, kindly take note of your questions or anything, please. We'll take them after the session. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I have a problem when everything is just silent and nobody's giving any reaction. So if as we go on, I'd really love to just get those reactions. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, a thumbs down would do. I just want to know that I haven't bored you guys out. All right, so we're getting to the end where we'll do the review very shortly. So again, the question that you want to do, you want to be the recruiter's best friend. You want to be the recruiter's assistant, such that you are making it as easy as possible for them to be able to hire you. That's what a good marketer does. A good marketer makes it easy for the customer to make a decision to buy the product. Right. So you want to keep asking, does this help the hiring manager to see me as a good fit for the role? And so every bullet point that you write, every aspect of your CV that you write should scream that, basically. So now this is the formula. This is the formula that you need to, especially when you're writing your experience part, or this is specific for the experience part, you need an action verb, and you need to state what you did. You need to state the outcome in a quantifiable way. So this is what you did part. There was a time when Elon Musk took over X, Twitter, before he turned into X. He basically just started firing people, and there was someone he fired, and he publicly asked the person on Twitter that, tell me what you did in all the time that you were in your role. Basically lists out your achievements. And so that is one thing that you want to do. Also, you want to keep a list of your achievements and I identify those. So this is the formula: an action verb, what you did, and the quantifiable outcome. So let's see how this works. So now let's say you have a role in leadership and volunteering, and what you have on your CV is responsible for organizing meetings. This is very flat. This is very vague. This is very generic. Very generic. It doesn't show your efforts. It's not an achievement. So, but what you should say is something like coordinated weekly meetings. That is, coordinated is the action verb. Weekly meetings for a 15-member team. Look at the number there, and look at weekly is also a number because it shows that the frequency. Weekly meetings for a 15-member team. That's what you did. Ensuring timely completion of action points. And that is the result you got. And not just the result of ensuring completion of action points, but ensuring timely completion of action points. All right. So it shows how big of a deal it is. It shows the frequency and it shows the results. Another one is, so you have a role in event management, for example, and you said something like helped in planning programs and events. Again, very flat, very weak, very vague. A better way to say it is assisted in planning and executing 3 campus events with over 200 attendees. Again, it shows the quantity, it shows the scale. Maybe I would even remove assisted. I'll just say something like planned and executed 3 campus events with over 200 attendees. Again, you want to show exactly what you did. Are we together, guys? Yes? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ikma. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Mutilaya. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So another example here. You worked in communications or media. You now say something like handled social media page. That's again weak, no evidence. Right. A better way is I managed the organization's Instagram page, increasing engagement through consistent content posting, or managed the organization's Instagram page, increasing engagement by, why by? Because managing Instagram page is a very data dependent what would I call it? Data dependent thing to do. Right? You can easily get your insights on Instagram. So I imagine I was hiring for a social media manager role. I would expect to even see a number here because it's available. You don't have to guess. It's available on your Instagram page. So I need to know like manage the organization Instagram page, increasing engagement by 10%, 20%, 12%, 5% through consistent content posting. Consistent. What does consistent mean? Maybe you even want to You can see, even though this is nice, there's still better ways to make it better. You want to narrow down on what consistent means. Does consistent mean once a week? Does consistent mean twice a week? Does it mean 4 times a week? Does it mean every weekend? Right? You want to be as detailed as possible. Again, you are the hiring manager's best friend. You want to be that. You want to act like that. Another example is here. We have a couple more examples. We'll probably make this slide available so that we can all go through. Okay, let's just talk a little bit about this. So if you're into research or academic work, for example, you say I did research on psychology. I did research on psychology, for example. That's weak. That's vague. What do you do? I conducted academic research on what? What aspect of psychology? Like, psychology is like wide. So on basic psychological concepts as part of my coursework. Hmm? All right. So again, showing as much as possible. So I just skipped all that. I think we get the idea, and the slide, like I mentioned, can be made available later. So some of the key things I want you to remember is that you need to focus on the employer. It's not about you, it's about them. Right? So they only care about you because you can fill a role that they need to fill. They don't have time. They don't care about you. To be sincere, really, they don't care about you. They don't have time for you. They don't care about how good of a writer you are, how big, how much of a good person when you are come to vocabulary. They don't care about how much vocabulary you can use. They don't care about all of those things. They care about what does this person have to offer me, and how do I quickly scanning through this so that I can scan through the 900 other CVs that are still waiting for me. All right. Relevance is everything. You always have to make whatever it is that you're saying relevant to that specific role, that specific company. And like I said, the formula, your action, verb, what you did, and the outcome, right? So all of this is very important. All of this is very important. Just to mention, it's not on this slide, but one thing that I've realized very recently, I am not, by the way, and just let set the stage clear. I'm also still in the early stages of my career, right? So I'm not an OG in this. One of the things that I've realized is that as much as you are eager to get the job, the recruiter is also eager to employ. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people realize. Just as much as you're eager to get the role, the recruiter is also very eager to employ. And so as much as you're afraid also sometimes to lose the role, the recruiter is also afraid sometimes to lose very good talent. All you just have to do is to prove to them that you're a good talent, and you would can make your demands. You can shake HR. You can make them really see that, oh yeah, this is somebody that has something to offer. All right, so I would stop here, and I think I can take the next 5 minutes so we can look at the CV that was shared and just give reviews.
All right, thank
Do
you
I
very
have to
much.
go ahead?
So, yes, sir, you can proceed. So let's have reactions. Drop your comments in the chat box, how it's been so far. Um, let's appreciate our guest speaker. I think he's been doing a great job so far. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome very much, sir. Okay, so I'm gonna share present something else. All right, so yeah, I'm presenting the CV that was shared with me right now. Please confirm that you can see it.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, so where do we start? So okay, thank you. I can see the comments. All right, I'm happy to know. Okay, good. I'm happy to know that I've not killed you with my long talk. Yeah, so this is what we have, right? Uh, First thing that I want to mention here is that these are not clickable, or are they? Oh, they are. Yeah. I guess it was because I opened it on my phone that they weren't. Okay, so the links are clickable. Very, very, very important. Because again, your resume is not going to show everything. It's just going to show the snapshot of it. And something about relevance also. All of the things that I've said here may turn out to be wrong if you're looking at applying for maybe an academic role, for example. An academic role, they don't really expect you to put your work experience. They expect you to maybe put out research papers and things like that. So depending on what you're applying for, it will change. It will change. So be I'm saying this because I want you to challenge some of the things that I'm saying here. I want you to really, really question it and go out beyond now here and find answers to them. It's not everything that I'm saying here that's correct. So it's not black and white. I said that at the very start of the session. It's not black and white. It's not black or white rather. So all right. So we have both of this. I would since they are both in the same field, I would want to have just one of it, so one of both. Yeah, the education. I want to have just one of both. I mean, it's a given that someone that has an HND in accountancy must have had an OND. So I don't know if I don't think it's possible to get an HND without an OND. Right. So I would want to leave that out of it because it just makes my resume long. So relevant experience. Yeah. So again, it depends on the role, right? So um yeah. So this is nice. Again, it depends on the role. It may be absolutely perfect for the role the person is applying for. This is nice. However, if this was a resume and this was a job application, this is way too much of a bullet point. Right? It's way too much of a bullet point. When it's a lot, when things are many, we don't see anything. It's like looking out at a crowd of 500 people. You're not seeing any one person. You're just looking at. It's just like you're looking at a scene, right? So, but when you're looking at three people, you can literally look at all three of them. So the rule of thumb, again, challenge whatever I say. It's not set. It's not set. There's people that get rolled with the extremely worst CVs you can think about. So it's not set in stone. Challenge everything that I say. So the rule of thumb is to have about three and most five, three, four, five, three, four, mostly, right? Or even two sometimes. Why? You want to look at the biggest, the one that's the biggest deal, the one that when somebody reads it and will say, wow, wow, this is nice. And you want to put that as number one. And then you ask yourself, what's the next biggest thing that I achieved in this role? Put that as number two. What's the next biggest thing that I achieved? Put that as number three. And you don't want that to be too long because if it's too long, I'm not going to read any. But if it's just three or four, I can manage it, right? So served as the coding for a cabinet of over 20 officers. So one thing that's done very nice is the use of verbs: maintained, strengthened, coordinated, oversaw, launched, very active verb. Launched is very active. It's what I'm going to look out for, right? Launched, because it shows that you brought something to completion. Oversaw, served, all right. Served as the co-lead for a cabinet of over 20 officers, seven. I wouldn't want this to be my number one. Again, it depends on the role. But I would like this if I was applying for what role would this be a good number one for? Maybe you want to lead a team, it's a team lead thing or something. So this next says oversaw the planning and execution of major events, including high comms. Yeah, so you're definitely going to lose me here. I don't know what high comms is, and high comms is not. Okay, I know what high comms is, but as an IRM manager, I don't know what high comms is. High comms is not that popular. It's not. So maybe if you want to say something like Google developer events, what do they even call that thing? or you want to see something like Microsoft build, whatever, or Apple even that are popular. Maybe it's understandable. I don't know what icons is. I don't know what core is. Right. So I don't know what's okay. Yeah, those are the only ones there. Right. So you listed out the events here. Again, this is also quite long. Right. So let's just see how we can rework this. So instead of just bad mouthing another person's work here, let's see how we can. Um. By the way, I'm very sorry, Sister Sophia. So maybe if you see me outside, please don't send boys to my house, I beg. All right. So served as the co-lead for a cabinet of over 20 officers, yeah, 725 plus Muslim communities across Lagos State. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. The only thing that may call it off is the relevance, right? It's irrelevant for the role, but it's beautiful. This is long, right? It's quite long. Oversaw the planning and execution of major events, including ICOMS, Campus Interactive Forum, Student Career Fair, and Leadership Training Program, reaching over 1,000 students. A better way to say this is oversaw the planning and execution of major events reaching over 1,000 students or impacting over 1,000 students with key career. I've covered student career fair like that. Leadership, I've covered leadership training program like that. And I don't know what can cover campus interactive forum. Maybe you can find another word that covers it, another noun. But I don't need to list out all of these events like this. They're taking up too much of my space. Again, plan, since you oversaw it, that means you can easily use planned and executed. So planned and executed major events uh, that impacted over 1,000 students. I can put it that way, or I can say that impacted over 1,000 students with leadership, career, skills, full stop. Um, Let me see. I'm seeing some big numbers here. Like when it comes to numbers, I want to push numbers to the top. I'm seeing Del York here. This is sounding like Zcrest and Top Trust Bank. These are sounding like credible organizations, right? I want to push this up also. To maintain financial transparency with 6 million naira generated and spent without debt. This is beauty. Why is this not number one? This is really beautiful. Uh, Visited over 98% of affiliated institutions, strengthening communication. My first question here is, what's the sample size for 98%? Right? How many people did you get 98% of? But this is good. This 6 million, we just like numbers. It calls our attention. This is also good. Right. So there's a lot of this that I can probably remove. This is also good, by the way. The one that has numbers. It just happened that all of the four that I said are quite good are the ones that have the numbers. It's very, very important. Audit intern Keola Inka sounds nice, but I beg to disagree that this is the only thing that you did. If this was the only thing, then, then it probably was not a good experience. But I don't believe that was not a good experience. So you want to really sit down and think very deeply that what else did I do? What else did I do? What else did I do? Right. So awards, most professional student, very good. Fellow Lagos, good. So yeah, yeah. The key skills, again, to save space, I would rather list this out as a single sentence. So office suite software, comma, data entry, comma, organizational, comma, and then finally you have certificates. So um, by reading this, I think this is intended to be a resume, not a CV. So again, just to reemphasize, the key things that I think are lacking here is relevance, number one. So I can't say, I mean, looking at the education here, maybe I can guess that uh, the intended role is a role in accounting, audit, things like that. But I can't say for sure because it's split. This first experience here is giving me the vibe of oh, this person is going to be a good fit for a programs manager. It's going to be a good fit for maybe a personal assistant role. It's going to be a good fit for team lead or something. And then I come here, I'm getting a vibe of, oh, this is going to be a good fit for an auditing firm and things like that. And by the way, this is not so much of a good point. Yeah, assisted in analyzing the bank statement of clients. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did. I'm thinking as a, please, again, Sister Sophia, when you see me outside, it's beg, I beg you. Don't attack me. It's PLEYDA that gave me the job. So yeah, that's just it. So you want to be very clear as to exactly what you did, and we have the formula already. So yeah, I think I think I can just stop there, or maybe I should let me just spend 1 minute to quickly scroll through my phone. So this is the one I'm using at the moment. Let me see if my screen is showing. Okay, it is. This is what I'm using at the moment. All right. So again, I typically do not like colors. There's no need for colors, right? Keep it simple, black and white. Make it easier, much easier to read. I have my portfolio here. I have a link to my LinkedIn, and I have my email and phone number. I have two education stuff here. I when I know it depends on what I'm again relevant. It depends on where I'm submitting, right? I normally would remove one of them. I normally would remove this electrical electronics engineering because most of marketing roles have to do more with ecology. I mean, psychology is closer to it than electrical electronics engineering. But I put this here just for this illustration. And I have 3 rows there. Do I have more than 3 rows? Of course. I don't know, maybe 7 or 6. I don't know. But I put this 3 row. Do I have another one? Okay, just to give an example, right? I have another row just after rail drop, but I didn't put it here. I put a rail drop that is a little bit far away. Why? Because again, relevance. What am I applying for? And I have this also. And then leadership experience. I have just one leadership experience. Does that mean that all through my life, I've only had one leadership experience all through my life? Absolutely not. But again, relevance. What's the most important? What's the one that's going to jump on their face? And then notable achievements. Okay. Let me just highlight something here. So I highlighted the NHEF and then I put something here. 7% selection rate. Why? It's bragging rights. You want to brag. I mean, we should not show off normally, but when it comes to your job set, show I beg, show really in a very calculated way. The bridge program, 10% selection rate, winner, NGN case study, blah 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 blah. And then the skills. Do I have more skills than this? Absolutely. But why didn't I put them? Again, you don't need to put all of them. It's the most important ones, the most relevant ones. Languages, interests, professional memberships also, yeah, if you have any, right? Professional memberships are not MSN or uh, no shade intended. I mean, I'm an expert of MSN in lag. The professional memberships are not Christian Association, Christian Student Association, no. Professional memberships are Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering and things like that. So thank you very much, everyone. I think we can go ahead and take questions if there are
Please,
any.
let's get the reactions buzzing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been an amazing session so far, I must confess. I couldn't even stop him. I didn't want him to stop. So please let's give him the accolades. Thank you very much, Mr. Lamin. We really appreciate that insightful session. So yeah, it's time for questions and answers. So if you have any clarification that you need, or you have questions on one or two aspects that he mentioned, or outside what he mentioned, but still falls within the scope of what we are discussing. So please kindly share. You can raise up your hand so I can call you, or just drop your questions in the chat box. Yeah, so we have a question already. So he says, I have a question to the speaker about the CV he's reviewing. My question is about the header of the CV. I think the writer should avoid telling all her home address. She can simply put it as is, and yeah. So did you get that, sir?
Yeah, I got it. So yeah, you're very correct. You're very correct. There's no need to have your address there. There's no need to have your address there. What you need to have there is your state. Your state is enough. Maybe also your local government. Again, relevance. The the job posting that you read should inform what you're going to write. So maybe in your job posting, they wrote that you see that the company is in Ikeja and you are staying at, sorry, I'm not very good with this. Maybe you're staying in somewhere close to Ikeja. I don't know. I think there's someone that doesn't. Sorry, you're unmuted. Can you mute yourself?
Sorry, I've muted the person. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah, for example, you're staying. The company is at Ikeja, and it's a full-time, uh, physical, not remote work, and you're staying in. I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. What's that? What's the local government that's close to Ikeja?
Solo.
I don't know. It's solo. Okay. Yeah. Good. You say that it's solo. You can put that it's solo Lagos. Right? It gives you a better chance to get the role because it's a full-time role. So it's not necessary for you to put your full address there, especially not in today's Nigeria. Before they come and knock on your door. All right.
All right. Thank you. So somebody said, can you drop some tips on how to write a CV? I believe that's what we've been doing all day, actually. I believe that's
Well,
what
I think
the
I get
person
a
joined.
point. I
Okay,
think I
okay.
get. I may get a point. So maybe what she's saying is probably like a template that can be reused. This this my CV that I shared. It looks like a normal MS Word document, but there's actually there's a heck lot of formatting that went into it. Right, so many like tables, but they're not obvious because they've been what's the word? The color, the lines are not showing, right? But it's a lot of formatting. But what I wanted to do before the session was to, I mean, remove the details of it that makes it my own, and then probably provide it so that everyone can easily just copy and paste, right? And make use of it for their own. I believe I should still be able to do that. I just don't want to make any promises. But yeah, it would be very, very helpful if I can do that. So I'll try to.
All right, would appreciate that, sir. So somebody said, could you please share materials of your presentation? I think I was also going to ask about that actually.
Yeah,
So
sure, absolutely.
would that be possible, sir?
I have nothing to hide.
All right, so we okay, so we can
Yeah,
share that
sure.
through via mail to the registered for the session. So yeah, we share the material across. So someone said in recent times, I learned stating one's primary and secondary educational profile isn't necessary. To what extent is this valid?
I don't care about your secondary school. I don't want to see it. I don't care about your primary school. Right? It's just gonna make your resume long. Your university is in.
Yeah, I think that answers it. So the next question, someone says, what if you don't have leadership skills or haven't led a project before?
You've led
So it
a
seems
project
your network.
before.
Can you come again, sir? We lost you for a second.
So you don't have
Hello?
skills. I mean, if you do not have leadership skills, you'll probably be on your couch all day.
Sorry, could you come again? We didn't
Sorry, what
hear
did you
you
say?
for like a minute.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay,
we
you can
lost.
hear me now, right?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, yeah.
Can you hear me now? How about now? You can hear me
Yeah,
now,
we
right?
can hear you. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, good,
Thank
good.
you.
So what I was saying was that you do have leadership skills. What you may not have. What you may not
So
have
is it my network or the speaker?
is um, the opportunity to for yourself aware, self-driven. You have some level of discipline. Right? Is it mine? I think it's quite good here.
So can anyone confirm if they can hear the speaker clearly? Or were there lags?
I think my network is pretty much okay.
Okay, just
Yeah,
please
I think it's yours.
sorry about that.
Okay,
Please
yeah.
continue.
Right. So uh yeah, so that's it. You have leadership skills. And then what you want to do is to go out more, volunteer more. There are people on this call. I mean, like Sophia that we just looked at her CV now. There's a lot of volunteering. So you want to volunteer more, be part of programs, be part of things that are happening. Spend your free time. Nobody wants to do free work anymore. They say collect money, they're using you. But I mean, what would you put on your resume if you don't have these experiences? So do more projects. You don't have to have led a project, you just have to have contributed to the project. Okay, so the next question here is in situations whereby the opportunity one is applying for the student moment was given. Uh, Another one doesn't can you leave the section blank? So if your experience doesn't exactly tally with what they require, I'll say, all right, don't still apply. And then I want you to tell me, regress me, inform you, okay, I'll take it. Or I don't want to be the one to send myself. So even if you don't have anything that you're asking for, still apply, please. Is it okay to add my CGPA, my CV? It is okay to add your CV if your CGPA is fantastic. So if you have a 3.5 something out of a 4, you can add it. If you have a 4.5, sorry, 4.9 CGPA, please add it. All right. You will not see my CGPA on my CV. I don't have a 4.9. I don't have a 4.95. I don't have 5.0.
Sorry, I
think I
think your
just
network
lost
is like
connection.
so.
The process.
Okay.
Okay, so you can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's very clear now.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was answering the question of adding CGPA to the CV. So like I said, if your CGPA is fantastic, if you're the best graduating student of your department, put it there. 4.9, 4.95, 4.98, 5.0. I beg, put it there. It's very, very important. Okay, so what's your view on adding time zones for global roles? Also, don't you think the country code should yes, the country code should be added. Oh my, what's wrong with my network? Okay, thank you. Yeah, the country code should be added to to the phone number. So +234 plus whatever the country you're from. And yes, that's why the global time zone is important. So your location, say Lagos, Nigeria, would already clear that. What's the difference between the resume and the CV? I think we answered that already, so I'm going to skip that. I learned that CV should be submitted in PDF and not as Word because of the formatting. Yes, it is. It is important. It is important. And it depends. Some would specifically state what they want for you, whether they want it as Word or as PDF. But typically, submit as a PDF because you don't want them to format it also. So, or you don't want the formatting to turn to another thing. Okay, so I think that's what font size. Good question actually. I forgot to mention this. So what font size and font type? So I used font size 11, right? And my font type is I think it's a serif, right? So there are so like Times New Roman. Times New Roman is a good font type. I didn't use Times New Roman, by the way. You don't have to use the exact one that I used, but I think the main point, Times New Roman is generally acceptable. Almost everybody accepts it. I don't like it, by the way. That's one of the reasons why I don't use it. But if I'm submitting for particular role, maybe I would even force myself to use it. I just don't like how it looks. Right. So font size, I use 11, maybe 12. I don't use 12, but you can look at 12 too. Again, I'm more. All right. I think we've been able to go through the questions. Am I right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I believe so. So yeah, thank you very much. I think that's about it. Everyone on this call can testify that we've had an amazing session so far. We really appreciate that. So we'll be coming to the end of the session in a few minutes. I need to share my screen. So in the absence, okay, can we get the recording of the session? Yes, yes, we would share the recording, the presentation material, and any other necessary thing. We would share it with us via our emails. So yeah, we're going to do that. So without wasting much of our time, the next thing is to have our closing remark from our chairman, board of trustees, the person of Mr. Olawi. Are you on the call, sir? Kindly do us the honors.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator, Mr. Ken Abdulwaris. Now, as we bring this webinar to a close, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to our lecturer, Mr. Alamin Abolore, for delivering such an insightful, practical, and engaging session today. Your expertise and dedication to empowering others with the skill to confidently present themselves in the job market truly reflect the spirit of PLEYDA. Thank you for your generously sharing your knowledge and for adding such meaningful value to the celebration. I would also like to thank our partners and every participant who joined us. This session, CV writing, perfectly reflects what PLEYDA has stood for over the 10 years, empowering individuals with practical skills that open door to opportunity. As the chairman board of trustees, I am immensely proud of how far we have come and even more excited about what lies ahead. 10 years is not just a milestone, is a reminder of our responsibility to continue building capacity, nurturing talent, and preparing our community for the future of work. I encourage you all to take what you have learned today and put it into action. Let your CV tell your story with confidence and clarity. Thank you for being part of PLEYDA's journey and for celebrating this 10 years anniversary with us. Thank you all and have a wonderful day. Thank you. I'm through.
Thank you very much, sir. So PLEYDA, for our members on the call, I would like us to, have that, that ginger. So when I say PLEYDA, you know what to do. So 1, 2, ready, let's go. PLEYDA.
Productivity.
Productivity and watch work.
Activity and watch work. Say a big thank you to everyone on the call today, starting from our guest speaker. Thank you very much for that wonderful session. And for everyone, so this session is brought to you by PLEYDA Youth Enlightenment Forum. You can follow our social media pages to get more updates from us. Sessions like this would be coming up in the next few months as we go on, because we are celebrating our 10 years anniversary of empowering young minds. So kindly stay with us along this journey. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.